Hey guys, I have to make this video. It's regarding the George Floyd autopsy report and the current nationwide narrative of basically saying, oh my God, we were fooled, we were tricked, he was a criminal, he had swallowed a packet of fentanyl, he was dying, there was no damage found to his neck, etc., 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 as if that somehow makes it okay. And I just don't understand why people are capable of being so callous and just cold-hearted and lacking, completely and wholly lacking in any and all sympathy and compassion and empathy whatsoever. I keep getting this comment on both on my channel and when I comment about other police brutality videos. The most common rebuttal that people have is, oh, George Floyd was a criminal and he died of a drug overdose. The cop didn't kill him. But to me, that makes it 10 times worse. I mean, literally, it makes it, to me, 10 times worse, because if indeed the police knew that he was having some type of a medical episode, then they had an absolute duty and responsibility to get medical attention for him immediately. Okay? Not after he was unconscious, but immediately. And of course, I don't know if they called when they first encountered him, but I highly doubt it. I think the call to EMS was made after he was unconscious. Okay? They didn't know that it was a medical issue at the time. But if they did, then it makes it that much worse. And so many people are like saying just stupid stuff like, you know, well, like what I said, he died of an overdose. But my question to them is, if your family member was in the process of succumbing to a drug overdose, would you want their last 9 minutes alive to be spent down on a street with 2 cops holding their legs and 1 cop with all of his weight crushing down onto their windpipe, okay, or onto their neck as they beg for their life? Is that really the way that you want your family member to die? It just proves to me that these people are inherently either racist or just such copsuckers and such bootlickers that they just can't bring themselves to admit that a police officer can do anything wrong. It's one or the other. Or maybe there's other choices. I don't know. But that's what it seems like to me. It's like, how can you just sit there and say, oh, it's fine because he was dying anyway? Did the cops know that? If they did, to me, it still makes it worse. Because that means that they always have a responsibility. Every doctor will tell you, no matter how bad it is, I've never seen a doctor just stand back and watch someone die. Have you ever seen that? Have you ever heard of that? Someone can come in basically brain dead, okay, not breathing. The doctors are going to do everything that they can to revive that person. They brought in JFK with half of his brain missing. Did the doctors just stand there and say, oh, well, he's dying anyway, let's just leave him alone? Or let's let a cop come and crush his neck for 9 minutes? No, they tried their best to save him. That's what you do when someone's dying. You don't just throw your hands up and say, oh, well, he's a 30-time felon or whatever, and he's dying already, so who cares if the cop is crushing down on his neck? What kind of an asshole says something like that? So to me, it makes it 10 times worse. If they knew he was having a medical problem, failing to render aid, failing to call immediately for medical, makes them 100% liable, maybe even not for his death, but it makes them liable for not doing what they're paid, trained, and supposed to care about doing, which is protecting and serving. Aren't they the heroes? Isn't that what all these cop shows are about? Showing cops running into burning buildings, saving babies. Isn't that what we're supposed to think about them? So where was all the heroism? Okay, when they see a man in distress, so what if he was fighting them, okay? He wasn't actively throwing punches and kicks, okay? He wasn't a karate master. The man was having a full-on panic attack because he'd been shot before, and the cop pulled a gun on him. And he knew he was going to jail. And yes, he's a criminal, and he was probably under the influence of drugs. These are all reasons to treat someone with kid gloves, not to continue to agitate and agitate and agitate and agitate. Please, tears coming out of his eyes. Please don't put me in that car. I'm claustrophobic. Oh, hell yeah. Now we know we're going to put you in the car. Come on, let's get some more guys to cram him into the tiny back seat of this car. that would be small for me, and I'm only 6 feet tall. The guy was like 6'6" or something. Okay, imagine how claustrophobic that would make you, to be stuffed into the back of a police car. And he was already beginning to have effects from the drugs that I guess he had ingested. So come on, man, like, just stop for a minute. Have a little tiny bit of compassion. Do you want your family member to spend their last 9 minutes alive begging for their life with a cop crushing their windpipe? You really think that that's okay? Because if so, I sure hope you never get a job working at a senior care facility, because most of those people are on their way out anyway. So is it okay for you to just smother them with a pillow because they're already going to die? What kind of logic is that? It just proves that these people are absolute racists, or they have no compassion. Okay? I don't know what it means. It means something, but it certainly doesn't mean what everybody seems to be trying to make it seem like, including people who I normally would listen to and respect their opinion about. All they keep saying is, oh my God, I can't believe this. I was tricked. I was duped. This man was dying of a drug overdose. I don't care what he was dying of. The man could have been dying of a heart attack. Does that mean you kneel on their neck and just make their last 9 minutes of life 10 times worse? What is that way of thinking? What is that? Where's the logic in that? Where is any type of compassion in that? Anyway, I'm doing food delivery. That's why I've got all this stupid crap on. And I decided not to take it off to do the video. That's it.